Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and it is Sunday, so we are doing breaches of the week, and settle in. This week, unfortunately, is no different. We are going to actually be starting with Docker. Now, I am not talking about the pants, for those of you that are not in the technical field. I am talking about the container system, and specifically, we are looking at Docker Hub. Now, Docker Hub is one of the largest repository of Docker images, where people can go and get Docker everything. So here we go. They just suffered a data breach, and it looks like an unknown attacker gained access to the company's single hub database. The breach reportedly exposed sensitive information for nearly 190,000 hub users, myself included. That is less than 5% of the total users. So hopefully I'm not in the 5%. Now, this includes usernames, hash passwords, and some other stuff for a small percentage of these affected users. That would be the 5%, as well as GitHub and Bitbucket tokens for Docker repositories. So if you use Docker Hub, here we go. And I meant Docker repositories, not Docker repositories. So with that, hopefully you were not affected. Hopefully I wasn't either. Moving on, we're going to look at MCare Inc. Now, this is a physician staffing company. They just said they had a data breach that exposed personal information of about 31,000 patients, with about 60,000 people total being affected. The company said that it learned on February 19th that exposed information including names, dates of birth, social security numbers, driver's license numbers, and some more information for some patients, employees and contractors, was stolen. MCare said it doesn't know if the personal information was completely taken, but there's no indication that's been used for identity theft or fraud, which is actually interesting because typically there's no way to tell, when you start looking for this information online, is it that person or is it from this breach or that breach or whatever. But hopefully that is the case. Hopefully nothing was actually taken, but it seems like it was. So we'll be keeping an eye on MCare. Moving on, we're going to bodybuilding.com, and you can tell by my physique, I'm an avid follower of that website. They just had a data breach declared, and they said hackers were able to access their system. And I quote, "We became aware of a data security incident involving unauthorized access to our systems in February 2019. We engaged one of the leading data security firms to conduct a thorough investigation, which traced the unauthorized activity to a phishing email received in July of 2018. So if you use bodybuilding.com and you have a account with bodybuilding.com, heads up to you. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the University of Alaska up in Fairbanks. It's a beautiful area. They are notifying potentially affected students and individuals after an investigation into data privacy incident involving potential unauthorized access to UA email accounts. So basically, here's what happened. In February of 2018, so 1 year plus, third-party people or individuals or hackers accessed email accounts of students and changed passwords, looked up other stuff, etc. Now, the school is saying that it is possible that an individual's name, government-issued identification number, usernames and or passwords, financial account numbers, health and or health insurance information, passport numbers, and UA student identification numbers may have been breached. Basically, they're saying depending on what you had in your email is what can get out there, and here's a list of the possible stuff that you might have emailed somebody or you might be storing in your email for some reason, so heads up on that. Now, for certain individuals, social security numbers are saying may have also been affected. I'm guessing UA has the ability to search their students' email accounts, probably because they have back-end access, which is why they are compiling this list. There we go. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the Arlington Public School District in Arlington, Virginia. They just had an error in data inputted into their college readiness system. Now, this may have exposed the name, address, grade point average, and college entrance exam scores of nearly 24 students to an unrelated parent. So basically, this parent got access to about 24 students' information. That constitutes a data breach. That is obviously a violation of privacy. I'm glad it was actually reported by the school district. So hopefully the Arlington Public School District has locked that down and no future errors will occur. Moving on, we're going to be talking about United Way of the Big Bend. Now, they are alerting residents to a possible data breach involving their tax assistant program, and their CEO, Katrina Rolle said, and I quote, We recently became aware of a possible data security breach that occurred when taxpayer information inside a secure lockbox was stolen from the vehicle of a VITA site coordinator in late March. I have no idea what VITA is. I continue. Working with the IRS and the Tallahassee Police Department, we have taken positive proactive steps to cooperate and collaborate, including reaching out directly to our potentially affected taxpayers to help protect them by providing the facts and important information. So hopefully this is very minor, but if you are involved with the United Way of the Big Bend, heads up to you. And finally, we're going to be talking about the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. They just declared a data breach. Now, this breach appears to have concerned, basically it revolves around a mass inadvertent disclosure of non-public manufacturer and product-specific information. It appears the information could have been released months ago, but the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission just caught this thing. Now, based on the type of information that typically this commission receives, the disclosed information likely involves safety incidents specific to manufacturers and private labelers of consumer products. And so if you are a manufacturer or a private labeler of a consumer product and you've had a very serious issue with safety and there are internal notes in the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, you might have just been breached and the world might know the problems with your product. So heads up with that. And those are your breaches of the week. It was probably a little shorter than last week, but still we're rocking and rolling in terms of hackers getting in and doing whatever they want to do. Were you affected? Let me know. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.